Welcome to session 11 of Security Architecture and Hacking. We are going to be looking at static testing of the Android APK. Objectives. After completing this session, the user will be able to describe reverse engineering and its importance, explain APK files and unpacking APKs, identify important files, use mandatory tool for permission auditing, decompile APK with systematic steps. Reverse engineering involves reversing a program's machine code back to the source that it was written using the program language statements. Using this method, Android APK can be easily decompiled into the original Java source code. It was written in Java. You use JDGUI to open classes.dex and you read through the code. Why would anybody want to re-engineer software? Basically, people re-engineer software so that they get the source code, and some people might, as a security professional, you might want to re-engineer the software so that you can detect if there is any malicious algorithm within the software, for instance, a banking application. Or some people might re-engineer software for piracy. Maybe you want to make a copy of Facebook, your own version, so you might want to re-engineer Facebook's code so that you see how it is being made. So you might want to re-engineer a particular software so that you extend its capabilities. So there are very many reasons, and basically an Android application package is written in Java. It's just various Java programs or Java executable codes that are packaged into an APK file. We'll look deeper into that. Unpacking APKs. Unpacking is simple as unzip. APKs are similar to zip or RAR files. You rename and extract it. Classic.dex file contains the actual code. Let's take a look at that. Here on my desktop, I had a file that was called class.apk. I took this Facebook APK, I renamed it class.apk. Okay? I renamed it class.apk. Then I right-clicked the class.apk and I renamed class.apk to class.apk.zip. Okay? This is it here. I did it twice, so you can see this is the second one. So this is class.apk.zip. So when I did it, this became a zip file. If I take this now and simply right-click it and rename it, and I put a .zip extension after the APK, I put a .zip extension, I will be automatically creating a zip file. It's on .apk now. If I just put .zip after this and rename it, you will see this zip will come on it like it is here now. So now I took right-clicked on class.apk.zip and then I extracted it. And when I extracted it, this is what I got, class.apk to here. So I open it, and now you can see all your Android files here. You see Android manifest.xml, you see meta.inf, we see classes.dex. If we go into meta.inf here, we see Facebook RSA, which contains the certificate. We see Facebook SF, which contains the SHA algorithm. We see manifest.mf. These are all application, the APK files. You go to the lib library, you can see the processors here. Remember when we were looking at the structure of an Android package. Okay, you come into assets, you can see various assets, fonts, various things, location, instant games, various things that the application this is actually the Facebook application that I renamed to class.apk. Okay, so now let's go back to our slides. So you rename it and extract it classes.dex file contains the actual code. Okay, we can see classes.dex here. It contains the actual code. Have you seen? It's large. It's so large. It's a large file here. It contains the actual code. Okay. APK files are archives. Android manifest.xml has the permissions defined. Classes.dex file is the actual code. You use JDGUI to see the Java code in clear text. We'll carry out that exercise later on. There could be other XML and preference files that may have sensitive information. So some important files are the app folder, the data storage, XML files, key storage files. So we use a tool called Manitree tool to audit the permissions on a file. It's a Python script. So we are going to look at it here. And remember, in the last class we talked about ADB, which was Android Debug Bridge. Manitree tool works alongside Android Debug Bridge. Okay, you cannot use Manitree tool without using the Android Debug Bridge. Android Debug Bridge must be installed in the environment in which Manitree tool is installed. So I'm going to go to my Kali Linux and we're going to look more at these tools. Now we are on my Kali Linux desktop. I had downloaded ADB tool master. This is the file that contains the ADB installations. I downloaded it from GitHub. For your Windows system, you had ADB on your system when you downloaded Android Studio. It's among the software development toolkits. That was why in the last class yesterday, or the last video I sent you, you went to the platform tools folder, you right-clicked the platform tools folder, and you opened the command prompt from there, or the PowerShell. Then you went into command from PowerShell and you executed ADB commands. But in this time, we are now in this instance, we are going to open the ADB toolkit master folder. Now we are in the ADB directory. This is the directory. Now we can see this ADB toolkit.sh, this install.sh. I'm going to right click this now. I'm going to open a terminal here. Now I can see that I am in ADB toolkit master, so that is where my terminal is running. So if I type in a command now, this command sudo.adbtoolkit.sh is used to install ADB, to start the ADB server. If I wanted to install ADB, I'll type adb.adb./install.sh. okay, I must make sure I am in this ADB tool master command environment. ADB tool master environment must be this environment. Then if I hit this command, I will be installing ADB. I will automatically be running this script. I will automatically be running this script because that is how you run scripts in Linux. But I don't want to run that script. So what I want to do is I want to open the sorry. Okay, let me just type it. Sudo dot this. So I'm going to now come over here. I'm going to right click this. I'll come to its properties. I'll come over here. I'll select all. I'll copy it. And I'll come here. Come back to my shell prompt. I'll paste this. Okay, so I'm now running that script. I hit enter. It's asking me for my password. I hit Kali. I hit enter. Now it's telling me ADB is installed, initializing. ADB fastboot is installed, initializing fastboot. Do you want to kill and restart the server? I'll say yes. And it's starting the ADB. It's killing the previous session. It's starting a new session. So I can now show connected devices. First of all, let me see if my USB. Okay, look at my Techno Mobile is connected to my computer. So I'm going to right-clicked the USB icon there, and I'm going to connect it to my Kali Linux. Okay, now that I've connected it to my Kali Linux, I'm now going to type 1 here. I'm typing 1 to show connected devices. Once I hit enter, you see it has told me I am connected to the device here, and the model is Techno CF7K. Alright, I can do so many things, but you always remember that you are limited to the permissions that are available for the application in which you are testing, and in this case it is my Android phone. You could do this, you could use your Android Studio. Okay, if you're working on Windows, you will use Android Studio. You can use Android Studio to test without using a live Android device. Okay, you just simply, when you open your Android Studio, you take your cursor towards the right, towards the far right. You will see a button on the top there that signifies that is for your Android device manager. You click on it and you create a device. I don't want to run it here now because anytime I try it, it slows down my system so heavily. So I'm using my own Android phone now, which is a Techno, and you can see that I can access it with ADB. So if I now use the command, it's asking me, do you want to clear the screen? I can simply say yes, so that I go to another command. Then I type 27, which is to check if my device is rooted or not, and I hit enter. It's telling me it's not rooted. So there are little permissions I can do, but if I had a free device, I could do so many things with it. I could start an interactive shell, I could get phone details, I could install an APK package. If I could uninstall an APK package just by typing these very commands here. So I'm going to exit this for now, then I'll show you some more things. Then I'll press Ctrl Z. I've exited the server here, but I can still run the ADB tool here. If I type ADB devices and hit enter, I can see my devices that are attached there. If I type ADB shell and hit enter, I have started an interactive shell. There's a command ls in Linux that lists directories. It's just like the dir in Windows. So if I just type now ls, you see it's telling me permissions denied. I cannot even list the directories on my phone. Yes, because I do not have such permissions. I remember that Android runs on Linux, and that is the kernel of the phone. I'm denied permissions, so because this device is not rooted. Okay, so that is working with ADB. Now let's just look at how we can use the Manitree tool along with ADB. If I come now back to my desktop, I now open the Manitree folder. Right, I also downloaded that from GitHub. I open the Manitree folder. I open it, another terminal there. Okay, if I type Manitree, it's a shell, so I type Manitree .py/h. It's telling me all the commands I can run. It's giving me the help. that is what we saw here. That is what we saw here, all the help commands. So remember that ADB must be in the environment. I've installed ADB and both of them are on my desktop, so I can use it. So I can now tell Manitree to check my phone. Instead of I change this to the /d, it should check the permissions on my phone. So I'm saying Manitree.py/d should check the permissions on my phone. Have you seen? It's trying to check the permissions on my phone, but error, failed to start, because I do not have permissions to do that. Remember, I do not have permissions to do that, so you cannot actually check the permissions on the phone. So this is it. You can also specify a file. If it's an actual file you want to, you could put the manifest file you want to check there, and you could put the APK file. Then you use the /d to check that particular device for that particular file you're looking for. So that is how you can use the Manitree tool and the ADB tool to check your phone and configure your phone. They are very useful tools. So now we can also use other tools like Eclipse and GDGUI for decompiling APKs. So we are going to look at that on our next video, so that this video does not get too long. Thank you.